Hey everybody, how you doing today? I'm back, this time with freaking Dark and Darker. So I haven't played this one in a good while. I wanted to give it a go. They've been putting out a lot of updates, and honestly, I'm kind of impressed. It plays a lot better. It plays a ton better than it did before. It's still not, I still think it's a little slow in how the combat works and everything like that, but there's a lot more going for it that I can appreciate. Um, as you can see, I have been testing out what's new and stuff like that. And I feel like I've gotten pretty freaking far. They also added in this weird religion system. Not sure how I feel about it. It's kind of a weird one. It doesn't have much of a... I don't know. It's just it's weird. It doesn't really do much, except for this one, obviously. Once you get this one maxed out, 65 luck means a lot. And then you've got this one right here, which is physical damage reduction by 0.7%, which means practically nothing in the long run. This one's 0.6 physical damage, which also means practically nothing in the long run. And then you have magical penetration at 1.2%, which I also feel like doesn't mean much in the long run. Also, hi Bunta, how are you doing? But the game does not have fishing. It's finally a game that I'm playing that does not have fishing involved in it. They added a protection thing too. Well, not a protection thing, but a service that you can utilize in the dungeons that's pretty nice as well. That I've been taking, honestly, pretty big advantage of, because it works out really well. If you get to this guy right here, he doesn't have anything in the Dungeon Express right now, but what happens is you find him when you go to the next floor, which is only one dungeon that actually has multiple floors right now, and that's the castle area. You go to that one, you when you're about to go to the next floor, when you go into the next floor doorway, you'll get into this little waiting room kind of thing while you wait for the floor to finish, and that guy will be there along with his pupper. And they'll try and they'll take gear and items and stuff like that from you, and then they will take those to the surface for you for a fee. No. Well, that's right. It is Friday the 13th. Oh, unlucky day. Ha. But as I try and breathe tea, I wanted to get enough materials and stuff like that so I could at least try some more risky things here and there. I also need to go mining. I'll just keep those pants. These boots are so good. That might not look like much, but +4 movement speed on plate boots, they already give a lot. Like, they give a lot of armor, they give a lot of physical damage reduction for boots, and then they give a large boost to strength as well. But the problem with them is they only give 2 movement speed, so having 4 additional movement speed makes these as good as most of the other boots in the game. Which, you know, that's... well, actually, probably better than most of the boots in the game, I'd say. Where's my silver and stuff like that? But I've been trying to hoard things. I need to go mining. I need to go to the castle dungeon and go deep mining, actually. Maybe I can get a hold of some ruby silver. Also, I've taken the longsword, and it's working very well. It's a lot of fun to use that weapon. There's this weird parry system they have for it, though, that I'm not really the biggest fan of. If only those were regular ones, I'd buy a ton of them. I still wish they'd bring back the merchants selling gear that was all the way up to green tier, and then super rarely would they carry, like, blue tier gear. I think I just need... yeah! My medical supplies! Oh, this is the one I need to go to! No, load it in, please! Don't change maps on me! Hey, Pone. I'm actually not lagging today. I don't have any lag as far as I can tell. I'm not like, I don't know what was going on yesterday, but it was ridiculous. So I went through, I did some resets on my stuff, and I checked if there was any kind of problems going on with anything they do, and there was nothing. There was legitimately nothing that I could find anywhere wrong. So I have no idea what was causing lag yesterday, which kind of sucks because I really wanted to just like chill and fish for a little bit in No Man's Sky. Oh, they added in new critters too. They actually have a good variety now. Oh, these guys right here. The classic slimes. I'll take some Francisca axes. On what? On Fishing Planet? I wasn't on Fishing Planet yesterday. I was talking about No Man's Sky. I tried to stream for about an hour and it was just so freaking laggy I couldn't actually play. I don't know how that hit, I'm gonna be honest. Whoa! Slime bro, calm down! Oh, they're a lot weaker than I thought they were. I was gonna say squishy, but that would be too on the nose. I'll take that. You see on the mini-map down there in the bottom right, I don't know if you can see that very well, but there's a red staircase on that mini-map, and that's where I need to go. I can't expand the map in this game though, so I can't really like make that bigger so you guys can see it. I need to also find living armor, which is a type of enemy that's pretty common in settings like this, and I've got to collect armor pieces from those so that I can progress a mission, but I haven't seemed to have been able to find any. Oh! Yeah! No, there are other people already in here. We'll see what happens when I encounter people. I've noticed that things have calmed down a bit. Also, I've also noticed that a lot of the people who are still playing this are most of them aren't very good at survival, and typically the ones who aren't very good at survival are also blindly aggressive for some reason. Like, they got something to prove, so they're going out there and they're trying to actually just, like, murder everyone they possibly can for some unknown reason. And, yeah, I've been killing a lot of those guys. They keep coming at me. I didn't mean to take both of these in with me. I get being in it for the PvP. What I don't get is blind aggression even when it doesn't benefit you. That's the part where I'm like, why? Like going after a guy in a situation where it's gonna get you killed, where you don't have any rewards. Like you still gotta escape and make some monies, you know. You gotta get that moolah. You gotta play it like Mr. Krabs. But more often than not, they just make really stupid decisions and end up dead, while also not being good at PvP. So I don't know. Oh, this is the wolf area. Well, do I even need those? I still haven't figured out how to deal with the bosses in this. To tell you the truth. Oh, I pissed off a lot of wolves. This hurts my soul every time I have to come over here and kill wolves. I missed a lot of chests. There's like 5 or 6 of them that I walked right past. Like, they're everywhere. There's a couple in here. There's one in the shadowed corner over here. I'm trying to look for something specific at the moment. Like I said, I need to collect certain materials for progress, and I'm having trouble finding them. I also would like to go deeper so I can get to the demon area and maybe mine ruby silver. Hey, Billy! Metro Awakening? Are they making a 4th Metro game? It's a buggle! And now it's dead. It will pay for all of its crimes. Every single one of them. In bug hell. It is. It's actually meant to be more geared towards old school. I do think the melee... Oh, hi, buddy! I do think the combat is a little slow. Is still a little too slow for its own benefit. Because even a lot of old school games function faster than this. Don't flashbang me or my audience, please. Yeah, those things will actually flashbang us. So, if anyone has any kind of risk of seizures or anything like that, if you see me fighting any of those weird little, like, spectral floaty ball things, look away. I don't want anyone to get hurt because this stupid wisp decides to explode and blind all of us. What does that one do? Action speed and physical power. Well, I'll take the physical power over the action speed. I'm not... Oh. There's a lot of them here. What? There we go. Someone's on the other side of the door. I don't like that windmill making creaky noises. You got a risk of what? Risk? Not the sweep! Ah! I'm missing so bad right now! Nope. Nope. If you're wondering why I keep doing that weird little buff thing for, like, the final hit, it's a specific ability I have. A lot of people like to use second wind for sustain in this. What I like to use is Victory Strike. And what that one does is if it kills the opponent, it heals you for 15%. Hi, buddy. How you doing? You gonna catch yourself on fire again? Not very smart for skeleton wizards. But so they're making a new Metro game and they're making it VR. I can't complain about that. That sounds pretty cool, actually. But Metro games are notoriously buggy as well, so I'm not 100% sure what I expect out of it, I guess I should say. Really good games, but really buggy. I need to get rid of this archer. Yeah, I know. You shot me. I like the design idea behind them. They're a lot of fun. I like the, not hardcore, but the risk and survival aspect of it, I think is better than most games out there right now. So I think they're really cool games. I just wish they weren't as buggy as they are, because I tried to play Exodus for a stream, and I inevitably gave up because it's just so buggy. Like, ridiculously buggy sometimes. And it's like, well, what do you want me to do? I can't... It's hard, like, the game's already meant to be more along the difficult edge of things. Woo! Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Ah! Close! Do I want to go deeper? Ah, you know what? Yeah, let's try and get the ruby silver ore. So this is the guy I was talking about. Now that I'm down here and everything like that, until that floor ends, I can put stuff that I have on me right now and send it up with him. And he'll charge me a, not really a percentage, but a specific amount per item. And yeah, that's about it. He's just a taxi service for a lot of this stuff. And he doesn't charge anything for, like, actual currencies for some reason. So I can send up gold and silver coins without paying a dime, which is really, really helpful. And that's all I want to send up. Actually, you know what? I want to send that up too. I didn't know I had a full stack. Rat pendant. If you're wondering why I'm tossing some of this stuff that is worth money, it's because I need the space. You have ammo, let's take care of that. Yeah. One monster goes down in one shot and the other goes down in 97 shots. Yeah, the way that it works in that game is if you don't know the weaknesses of the monsters, or you're not properly prepared, or you don't upgrade your weapons in a way that actually works in an efficient manner, you get penalized for it. Like, you actually suffer for it. And I appreciate that. I do think that, I do think it would be nice if I could, like, modify and upgrade my melee, too. Like, instead of just having... I believe you only get, like, a combat knife, don't you? I can't remember what all I played through in the game. I can't remember what all I've seen. Or what all melee they gave me or anything like that. But, I don't know. I would like modifiable melee, too. To give me more options in combat. No. I can't remember much about Last Light. That's the first one, if I remember right. But in the later ones, in the second and third game, there's, like, modifications and stuff like that you can work with. For, like, weaponry, I believe. I just wish that I could also modify, like, at least the knife or something like that. Or if I could bring myself a, like a hosta or something, you know? Or short spear. Give myself some range with the melee, especially when dealing with creatures like that. You'd think everybody would build a spear. I didn't realize how loud this game was being right now. Total fun? Music? Do I even have music? Apply. But yeah, I would like... I don't know, I like the options for like melee and stuff. Like, you'd think that everybody in those metros and stuff like that would be using something like a spear, right? Because that place is extraordinarily dangerous. There's a bunch of critters there that are going to eat your face. And they're all stronger than you by a good margin. So I just see it as a fact of survival that you would put a sharp object on the end of a stick, right? It's so dark. Whoa, dude, calm down. Let me throw rocks at my enemies. Oh, he played me! Oh, that works for range, too? Ooh, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. This works for range? Your next attack deals an additional 20... I guess it doesn't specify melee, does it? I didn't even think about that. That makes this so much more useful to me. That's great, actually. I need to go back down to the demon floor. I might be able to do some crazy stuff now. So if I'm ever running low on health and I know how many shots it takes to kill a specific critter, I can do it from range too. What is wrong with my brain to not realize that for this long of a time? Is that a good lantern? No, it's a garbage lantern. So I need them to give me the good stuff. I need them to give me just like purple tier everything. What is this? Just regular boots. Once we get down to the demon floor, that's when I'll really start looting everything that's not nailed down. I promise. I promise I'm not here just leaving 99% of this stuff behind because of, you know, no reason. I legitimately need to keep the space and stuff like that so that when I do go down to the next floor, I won't have too much stuff on me. Because that guy can only carry so much back for me. Like, he can only carry so much loot back for me, and once he hits his limit, I can't send anything back with him. So I get caught in that situation where I'm gonna not be able to send any loot back or something like that. It'll put me in a bad spot. And I'll start having to throw away a bunch of stuff and start sorting things in my inventory. And I'm on a timer. So being on a timer means I have to be very careful about how I use it. What are this? What are this? What are this? Does this one got anything good in it? This small stuff's really nice, though, because I can send a lot of that back with them, I think. Spellcasting speed, max health for strength, vigor, movement speed. That one's not bad, though. Is a parry game? No, actually. There's only a handful of weapons that actually have parry mechanics in them. Personally, I don't like how the parry works in this game. It's not like Dark Souls where... You know the shield counter? You know the shield counter that's in Dark Souls now? Not Dark Souls, but Elden Ring. Which I guess is technically still Dark Souls. But you know how that works? That's kind of what I was expecting, or how parry worked in Dark Souls, where it just had to be timed really well. And here, you hold this with certain weapons that can do so. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean and why I don't like it. The way it works is it does that. It's specifically with this weapon, it just looks funny. And the way you have to counter it is you have to right-click again, but right-click is how you block. So you have to do this number right here to get it to work for some reason, and I don't know why they would design it like that instead of it just being right-click on block, counter-strike, you know? But if you try and do it like that, half the time it just does the standard straightforward strike like I'm doing right there, which is slow and doesn't do the job well. Also, the animation for it is kind of scuffed on the other side of things. So when someone does pull that whole parry mess off, it doesn't look right. Like, I had one guy who parried me, and we were both using longswords. He parries. It's not even really a parry. It's more of a block and then a riposte. But when it hit and he deflected the blow, he obviously got the counter attack. But it just looks like he's doing it. Just from. Okay, hold on. It doesn't look like there's actually a strike going on. It more looks like they're just like wiggling the sword back and forth like this, rather than actually striking out in any manner towards the opponent. So it ends up not looking like they're attacking me. And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to, how am I supposed to dodge this? Not to mention, when they're swinging a sword like that, you're cutting your range down to like 30% of the length of the sword, which means that he shouldn't be able to hit me outside of like 2 feet. So it's just really not well designed for the longsword, if you ask me. Like, when you see the second sweep in this one, there's reach to it. You use the full length of the blade from an arc swing. But when he does that thing, his hands are way up here, and it looks like a parry stance more than it actually looks like a swing. So, realistically, you'd only be reaching out to like half the length of your arm with that. So if I hit him from the full length of my sword, and then he swings at that distance, he's not hitting me. There's no freaking way. I would be too far away at that point. And that's my biggest problem with it, is it doesn't look right. And it's also kind of wonky to use. I'll try and use it in actual combat to show you. It looks a lot better from the players. Yes, but when you have a sword and you're angling it down like this, notice that you're not getting any of the reach that the sword gives you. That's why that's why the swing arc would be outward. And it just, the counter strike should be an outward swing like this, and then a repeat on the other side, rather than this whole number right here, because you end up cutting your distance to way too short of a distance where you're not able to hit your opponent. Especially considering I'm like 10 feet away from the guy. How is he going to hit me when I'm 10 feet away? Even with the full length of the sword, but it hits a lot. I don't know. It's really weird because it looks okay from the player who's using its side, but it looks wrong from the other end of it. The animation's just kind of off. It doesn't look like they're attacking, is what I'm trying to get at. It more looks like they're just kind of blindly like wiggling their sword back and forth, I guess. I'm not sure how to describe it. It's just awkward. Oh yeah, see, look, he's maxed out now. I know that's not full, but he can only transport so many items, and I think it counts between floors and stuff like that. Yeah, the guard makes sense. It's just the swings afterwards don't have any reach. But they hit at like the full length of the sword for some reason. I don't know what's going on with it. It could also be partially a latency issue. I'll say that straight up. I don't think that it's not working as intended. I just think it's a little janky. Like, it doesn't look like they're attacking. It looks like they're just kind of wiggling back and forth. The big thing about it though is it's not insanely hard to counter, so it's not that big of a deal. And the best way to counter it is to simply not swing at your opponent. Or to swing at your opponent in such a way that they can't properly guard it. Because as you can imagine, if your guard is like this, you only have this sliver to block with. So you have to cut across the angles to block it. Also, I feel like the people who made this game were heavily inspired by For Honor, but they didn't like the way the For Honor blocking system worked, and they went with this instead. I'm gonna die. I can feel it in my soul, I'm gonna die. Ooh! A blue Castilian? Not that I'm really gonna ever use that, but, you know. Upgraded stuff like that's usually worth a good bit. But when you see it from the other side, it just looks funny. It doesn't look like an attack. And I think they need to probably adjust that animation a little bit so that it actually looks like it's an attack and not like they're just like wiggling back and forth and changing the angle of their guard. Arguably, that would be super cool too if we could pull that off. If they could add like guard angle changes and stuff like that to the game, I would love that. I would absolutely love that. Because then I could adjust my guard in multiple ways. I know that'd probably be a little bit more difficult to manage. But being able to adjust my guard angle and stuff like that so that it would work more effectively for me would be really, really helpful when I'm trying to counter things. There's also a few issues with swords and stuff just not hitting right, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Hey, Michael. I don't know what's in this giganto room, so... That's a straight-up demon. I don't know if I want to fight that. That is also a straight-up demon. I don't know if I want to fight that either. Can I get, like, some heavy armor? I guess I don't have a choice. Well, the problem with them is they're insanely tanky for what amounts to no reason. Alright. Oh, I missed the angle. It's not being a coward, if I die, I lose everything. So I'm trying to find a way to kill it that's actually going to be effective. Because he's decently quick. And that's why you don't want to fight them like that. Because they just continuously arc swing back and forth. I just lost everything I collected. I don't have... The biggest problem is I don't have a good sword. I'm just using the base sword. I haven't been able to find a good one, and the merchants never really seem to carry long swords for some reason. So I'm not having a good time finding the actual weapon. Well, you see, when I'm in mid-swing like that, like I said, this game's kind of slow when it comes to the reactions and stuff like that. So when I was in those swings, I could not block. Like, I couldn't angle afterwards in a reasonable amount of time. It's very, very slow. But that's okay. Let's go to Frostland. I've been learning some of the harder to fight creatures anyways. So me fighting those guys is definitely worth it. I just think they're way, way too spongy. Like that particular demon. Even when I had a good sword, I had to hit the thing like 20 freaking times. I can let them attack first, but if I let them attack first, they'll probably just combo chain. That's the problem with the demons. So when it comes to the difficulty of a lot of creatures, they stop. The basic ones will attack once or twice, or at rare occasions like 3 times. So this is a swing, and there's my guard. But that has to be completely up before it counts as a proper guard. So in that time span for the swing, and then by the completion of this, I'm not considered guarding. Hey, Bobby! So that full combo right there, by the time I was actually able to block, he had already killed me. See? I don't know if I can block the projectiles. The block may or may not work on the next attack. But usually when something gets hit by a block, there's follow through on it, you know? I'm not necessarily, just because I block isn't necessarily going to stagger the opponent and give me an opening. So it's a big what if. The best benefit that you get from blocking is it reduces the damage that you receive to 0. Like, that's the best benefit that you can get out of it. And as you saw there, please finish yourself off too. Don't guard yourself with that. Don't do this to me. Thank you. Get out of here. That was entirely my fault. I pissed off everything in the room all at once for literally no reason. Thankfully, there's a health potion and stuff like that for me to utilize. I'm gonna have to use all my free medical supplies though. How are the runs going? They're going okay, actually. I got all the way to floor 3 in the Castle Ruins area, which is pretty nice. There's a barbarian going around somewhere? I don't know if that's person's hostile. I'm going to take this Fountain of Speed real quick. Yeah, so there are different classes and stuff like that. And I'm currently running a fighter. So there are different ways that I can actually go about dealing with certain creatures and stuff like that. And the biggest, most beneficial way to deal with most things is to kite them. So, you know, standard MMO strategies, right? You kite the enemies and slow kill them. I'm waiting for that guy to just like come around the corner and try and kill me. Oh, I didn't mean to pull all you. Keep an ear out. Actually, this would be better. Like keep an ear out right now. I don't know where that guy's going or what he's doing, but every time there's a random player nearby, it's suspicious. I've been having real good luck with other players though lately. Like, they haven't been outwardly aggressive towards me. Man, I hate having to kill wolves. I love wolves, and it makes me sad that I have to kill them. Curse you, Middle Ages! Yeah, I can use a halberd. It really depends on what weapons you want. As a fighter, I can actually get myself a perk that allows me to use literally any item I want. Any weapon I want, I should say. Like, I can even use this flanged mace if I want, but that one's just a built-in thing. I'll start playing around with some other weapons here. I'll start showing you a bunch of the different weapons and stuff like that. We'll see. We'll see what all goes through there. Sword and board's a good classic, too. Something that I can do. Yo! That's not bite yet. Like, I can't use most daggers and stuff like that initially. But I can use a lot of other I have a pretty good variety of weapons as the fighter. And when you start playing other classes, they're the ones that are more limited. I can use halberds, mauls. I can use the pavis. I don't know if you've ever seen a pavis, but it's ridiculous. It's literally just a gigantic wall. You can't attack with this. It's straight up a wall. This is useless outside of having a teammate. I guess it's probably useful in regards to keeping yourself alive while waiting for a gate to open or something like that, maybe. But that's the only way I can see it actually being utilized in any manner outside of having a group. It's also not really that good against most critters. Well, yeah, but in Dark Souls, at the very least, you can actually fight back with it, you know? Here, you can't even attack with it. It just exists. I missed everything there. You see, I tried to counter, but it just didn't work right. You missed me, bro. That went right through. Oh, ice spider! I've never seen this before. I'm sure you're not any different than the other. Oh, you have new moves. Oh, you didn't give me anything new. I wanted something new. I wanted something shiny. But yeah, the way a lot of the swings work in this too makes guarding with the longsword not the greatest. Yeah, no, I remember what shields you're talking about. I can sell those. You think there are any more of those spiders around here? I'd like to fight the spiders and see if oh, hi! You're gross! You're giving me nothing! Does it make you get up close with giant spiders? I mean, even games that have guns more often than not make you get up close with giganto spiders. I don't mind it so much. I'm not really super spooked by them most of the time, like a lot of people are. Oh, hey, buddy. Oh, yeah, that's right. I dropped for the... I wonder if they had, like, ice silk or something? I need to find the frozen zombies and stuff like that, too. I've got to kill those for a mission. There's a giant. I'd go after the giant, but there's no way I can kill it with the gear I've got now. I've killed those before. I'd need my crossbow back, and I need more time. We're about to start running out of time. You know, one thing I would like to see from them on this game is more of a PvE-oriented, like, actual journey kind of thing. Where you could get gear and stuff like that. But just, like, the drops would be lower. To balance it out to where taking the risk and stuff like that would be cool. And keep them more as, like, story kind of things, you know? Does that make sense? Like, it's not necessarily meant to take away from PvP, but just, like, having an actual, like, story and then having it lead up to a boss that's built into the game. That way, everybody could have, like, an experience and learn how to fight these bosses a little bit more and stuff like that. Because I think that's one of the things that I haven't been able to do effectively, and that's fight bosses. Because 90% of the time you try and fight bosses, there's gonna be some dick there that's just gonna stab you in the back or shoot magic at you from a doorway. You know what I mean? And it's not like, oh, they're doing anything wrong. It's just more like, how do you expect me to learn this boss if all these people are just gonna constantly try and mug me the entire time? I just want to learn how to do the boss. That man took risk. I don't know, that's just my opinion on it. I like having the option. Ooh, Express Man's got all my stuff. I gotta get rid of all those garbage. Service? Oh, hey, you got my pants back for me! Nice! Every once in a while, you can get your pants back. Specifically your pants, and only your pants. No, I'm kidding. You can get your pants back, you can get various other pieces of equipment and stuff like that occasionally will return to you through the Goblin Merchant now. Which is something that was interesting to me. I'm assuming the only things that actually return to you are stuff that just didn't get taken by other players. It was just left there. Where did I put... You know what? I'll put those there. That's fine. I'm collecting silver bars and cobalt ore and copper and stuff like that too. I need to get a bunch going. Like, I need to get a bunch of random supplies going. But as you can see, I've been stacking up like gear and things like that so that I'll have options for the night if I need them. But at the end of the day, if I start using better gear, I get thrown into areas with people with better gear, and it usually results in some shenanigans. Some shenanigans. What was that? Well, thank you very much for the follow, Akira. What is this? Oh, that's right. Actually, you know what? Now that I look at this, it's not bad for the luck, but the additional memory capacity kind of sucks. Should I sell that? Should I keep? No, I don't want to. No, I don't need that. I'll keep them for now. Maybe I can sell those to somebody down the line. No. Let me sell these. I'll switch to a different class here after this and show you guys some other stuff. Why is the Pavis so high on gear score? I feel like nobody really has a purpose for the Pavis unless it's like PvP with multiple people. Why did it give me extra bolts? I don't want these extra bolts. Garbage. But yeah, I'm already level 49 here. I should actually start checking out some of my other characters. I'm curious to see. I wonder what happened to Barbarians. I'm not going to do Barbarian because that's going to play pretty similar to what I was doing. Just going in there, fighting and rushing the target. And stabbing them in the face. Clerk. Druid. I haven't given Warlock a good go. Let's give Warlock a good go. Oh no, I have all the quests garbage. I hate it. No, I have to start all over. This is one thing I wish was different. Like, straight up. I wish this was different. I'm doing okay, Akira. I'm trying to exist. Is it fame that drives the missions now? I didn't even think about that. Maybe fame is what drives the missions. Also, you might be thinking, you don't have any money or anything now, but there's this! Yeah, they actually added in the stash a while back, but still, it works pretty good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Falchion with the crystal ball. That's just a classic. The frock is unnecessary. We're gonna go in naked. You gotta go in naked. Remember that, everybody. You gotta go in naked when you're a warlock. It's the only way. That's pretty standard. Is the crystal sword any good now? You know what? Let's give the crystal sword a go. I will run with the crystal sword for a couple rounds. I want to see how good the crystal sword works. I'm going to run solely the crystal sword because I don't want to give myself an out. Because if I give myself an out, I know that I'm going to use other things instead of the crystal sword. Let's get that +1 strength. I was double-clicking that like an idiot. Alright, we've got our potions. I don't need that one. I'll take a campfire kit in case I need it, which I won't. We'll take a wazard hat because, you know, you have to have a wazard hat. That's just a given. Why else would you ever run in here? You have to have a wazard hat. Loot. I don't really need anything else. In case... No! I'm giving myself an out if I do that. Set that as the base gear. We're gonna run like 3 rounds like this, okay? I just want to see how this works. The crystal sword works as a catalyst and a main hand weapon, but it scales 50-50 with magic and physical. So I'm kind of wondering how well it will work, not only in PvP, but in PvE in general, because I don't really understand. I didn't even adjust. I don't even know if I have Blow of Corruption. So they're adding in slowly over time. They seem to be adding in a lot of the different classes, especially the ones from a lot of the D&D lore and stuff like that. I mean, heck, you got Solaris in here as a god, so it's not too hard to understand. I wish this had the same pattern as the longsword, to tell you the truth. Yeah, actually. 4, 5, 6. That's not too bad for a really, really crappy hybrid sword. You might be like, oh, he's dying now. He is dead. This man he's bleeding out now. And you'd be right. I am 100% bleeding out at the moment, and I need something to kill. That isn't going to trip the giant in the center of the room. You know, that would be preferred. I would love if I don't set him off, because that's gonna suck. Look, sometimes you just need an arrow in your skull. Does this slow me down more? Oh, he blocked it. I don't know how I feel about this thing. Oh, that's right! I don't have healing or anything yet. Whoa, dude. I don't think the damage will be bad once I get all the stuff set up. So, because I didn't switch my gear, I don't have the sustain that you're supposed to have with a Warlock. There's a specific ability that you can attach to your perk list. You only get 4 perks, and that's also something I didn't show you, Pwn. You get a perk list of 4 perks by the level 15. And one of the perks for Warlock causes the spell Curse of Pain to leech health to you from the target. So you cast it, it costs you blood, and then it starts leeching health from the target that you have cursed with pain. And it works really, really well to sustain you, but without it, you're kind of super vulnerable to death. It really, really sucks. So a Warlock without Curse of Pain is like a fighter without a weapon, I guess. Which means right now, all I've got to keep me alive is the meds that I have available to me. And that's about it. When it comes to caster classes, being naked's probably the best thing you can do, weirdly enough. Movement speed is kind of a huge benefit here. I still think that movement speed needs more geared evenly. I don't know how to describe it. It's slightly too advantageous to be fast. And that's not saying that, oh, you can't catch somebody, or you can't just use ranged weapons and stuff like that on your on an enemy, right? You can, easy. 100% you can easily manage something like that. But at the same time, it's just better to be faster than your opponent. Okay, 3 strikes plus a Curse of Pain is actually not bad at all, especially for a sword that only does 24 damage. I'm just gonna start taking everything I can to start building up the coffers. Woo! I can work with this. This sword's ridiculously slow for no reason, though. They should actually make this a main hand weapon and allow you to carry an offhand with it. I think that would be super cool. Ooh, those aren't bad. I know these are good in a lot of ways too, but it'll help to have something like that. I think warlocks are really, really strong right now, though. So it really comes down to how strong they are in the meta, on if anything would even change for that. But I don't think I'm doing too bad considering I don't even have proper gear at the moment. That could be my exit point. Yeah, I'm out of bandages and junk too. Yo! Calm down there! No, I pissed off Shieldy boy up there. That's not good. That's what I was trying to avoid. Because if I upset him, he's just going to follow me around and be slow. And because he's using the equivalency of a Pavis, I can't fire my spell. Well, I mean, I guess I could probably kill him with Hellfire. Yeah, it hits through it. This is destroying my health bar, though. Don't touch me! Aim for the foot! And this is why you need movement speed. The easier it is to kite something, the better off you are. Only for the Warlock. Specifically Warlock. The Warlock is the only one that that has spell costs that are health. Warlock's design is a see, that does a lot of damage. You know, honestly, with the health cost only being 3, this isn't as bad as I thought it'd be. Hellfire does not dissipate when it reaches the target. Aha! Your foot betrays you! Hey, we got him! Woo! How am I still alive? If that costs 3 HP per cast, and he drops garbage, I guess I'll sell that. All that effort for nothing! I guess I can get the chest in the center now, right? That could have some good stuff in it. That could have some shinies. Oh, these dead people. Made out of stone. Why are they made out of stone? What happened here? Oh! Come here, Mr. Bat. Give me your coin. Give me your money. Wizards have, like... Have you ever played old school D&D? If you've ever played old school D&D where you have spell slots, that's how the wizard works. And the warlock just works off of blood magic. And the rest of them, and basically all of them are like that. Do I want magical power, true physical damage? You know, that's actually not bad. So the way that the D&D system works in pen and paper is spell slots. And what spell slots are is it's a number of slots that you have per casting level, per spell. You have these casting slots per spell. Per spell level. And it works similarly to that in here. Except every spell has its own, like, maximum spell casts. And then you have to rest to get more of them. If that makes any sense. I know I explained that absolutely awfully. I'm sure none of that was coherent, but yeah. This will be a good little starter money. The reach on this kind of sucks. I have to say, I'm not a fan of the reach. I can't really hit them from very far away. Ooh. There's another player running around. I really just want to leave. Let me go. Let me go home. I think I'll hit level 5 just because I killed all this stuff. So that might give me the ability to actually put on a second perk slot and have some good stuff going for me. Yeah, it looks like the gate's open. Let's get out of here! I also like all the dungeons. I have to say, one of the few things that I've never really complained about, I think, in this game is the dungeons. I like all 3 of them. They're all really kind of interesting. Do you need anything from... Actually, does this guy need any things from me? No, he doesn't. I don't have the items that he needs. So I can sell all this for the monies. I don't care about having all that. That'll give us a little bit of money. And then we can sell all that extra gear that we got, too, that we're never going to use. And stack on even more monies. And we've got this good old pile of... Let's see. That's my generic wizard's hat. I don't need this. This is also something I don't need. That's another 36. And there's 294. That's actually not bad. That's a good start. That's actually a pretty solid haul for the first one. I'll buy money sacks later down the line. I'm also sad I can't carry those in. So they have these little like pouches that hold 50 gold apiece. I don't know if you saw those in the other one, on the other character, but I had like the first like 4 rows are 50 freaking gold bags, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you have any pants for me? You do. I will take those. We'll go ahead and start upgrading ourselves a little bit. I know a lot of these seem like direct downgrades from what I had, and that's exactly what they are. But by keeping that seed money, that puts us in a situation where I can choose, I can be more choosy with what I want to work with. And by doing it this way, I was able to get these boots and stuff like that, and we don't really lose any movement speed. We lose 2 from the hat, and we lose 2 from this. That one agility counter's 1.5 or something like that? 1.52 movement speed? I can't remember. There's like, if you have enough agility on an item, and that item has like 3 movement speed penalty, that movement speed penalty doesn't exist. That item zeroes out. That's why a lot of rogue gear is so good for moving stupidly quick. Because you just don't, you're not worried about it. I am going to create the secondary. I want to test the cast times. Like, it feels like this thing is very, very slow for what amounts to no reason. Whereas the crystal orb and stuff like that seems to cast a lot faster, but this will slow me down by an extra 15 to have that combo. Now, let's go to class, perks, and skills. I didn't hit level 5? No way. I hit level 3. So we have Malice, which is a 10% will bonus, which is useless to us at this point. We need... Actually, this could work too. I forgot about Shadow Touch. This is another one where you just beat the crap out of things with your weapon. It does 2 true magical damage, which I think scales as well. I don't know if that's flat or if it's scalable. But you do 2 bonus damage, which is already good, and then it heals you for 2 health every time you hit them. So you deal damage and then you heal off of it. Let's see, ability, equip plate armor. 25% magical damage reduction. Did they remove it? Nah, here it is. This is the one that will save your life a bajillion times over. All curses inflicted upon enemies restore 2 health to the caster with each instant of damage dealt. All warlock spells cost are tripled when this perk is equipped. So it cost me, instead of 2 HP, it cost me 6 HP. Instead of cast that Hellfire, instead of it costing 3, it cost 9. But at the end of the day, if the other spell that I have trips like 6 times and heals me, and then I have these gloves on, magical healing 1 means that it increases my healing by 1, it seems, just innately when I get magical healing. So that might not sound like much initially, but when you get 6 ticks, that's an extra 6 HP. When the healing's only 2 and the base health for a lot of things is only like 100, that means that I'm healing for like almost a fifth of my life bar with 1 spell, if that makes any sense. Look, I know I'm rambling a lot, and I know it's probably annoying, but I'm trying to explain the stupidity that I'm doing. But if you want something sustainable that's easy to sustain, yeah, every tick of healing is points, and every point of healing, every point that you have for magical healing drastically increases the effectiveness of this particular type of healing. I had one build that was healing like 5 HP per tick, and that was just because I found a good item that had proper healing. And Curse of Pain over 8 seconds, I think it ticks once per second, so that's 8 ticks. Oh yeah. I missed. So look at this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm almost full health again. So as you can imagine, it's really, really useful. That along with cast speed is super useful for surviving for long times. And if I could get a better crystal sword setup, I don't know, I feel like the crystal sword's super weak for what it is. It also stacks. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think that healing, as much as I love this kind of stuff, I think that the way that they do the healing while also making this one of the classes that can move decently quickly kind of puts them at an advantage they shouldn't have. I think the warlock should be geared towards medium tier gear, medium to heavy gear when it comes to armor and weapons. And the sustainability thing should be centered around them being hard to take down, kind of like fighters are, but they're more geared towards also being highly mobile. I feel like if they want them to be highly mobile and stuff like that, they should be more vulnerable to getting bursted down and killed, whereas they don't really have that. So your average warlock not only is super fast, but also sustains their health better than anything else. The casting speed with the other setup, let me test that here in a second. The movement speed's gonna suck. Like, the movement speed's gonna be a lot worse. But the casting speed seems to be very, very fast. Yeah, there's no real delay on that. That takes way too long to cast from the sword. I don't know if... Is that just me? I feel like that should not be that long to cast. I feel like the cast speed should be universal. Or the catalyst shouldn't be... I don't know why a crystal sword would be slower. Yeah. It's just, casting speed matters a lot. So doing this... So now I'm heavily injured, right? Double stacked. Regenerate, regenerate, regenerate. Still injured? Triple kill! I don't know. Warlock's always been one of my favorites in this, but I do feel like it needs tuned a little bit better, especially for PvP. I don't really think I've ever had any issue taking down things as a Warlock. If I can outrun it, I can kill it. There's nothing it can do about it, right? Did I use plate boots? No. Oh, yeah. Is that an orb upgrade? That is a big orb upgrade, most likely. Max health, debuff duration. That actually might get us another tick. It's only 2.2%, but it depends on how the game handles it. I'm 100% on board to take that. A Hoonskull? There's also the setup for Warlock, where you can just take heavy armor, and you can actually use plate armor and stuff like that. And I might try that one. I may actually give that one a go here after we get a few more, after we get leveled up to where we have 3 perk slots. And the main reason for that is I need to have the ability to do other things as well to make that work effectively. But even now, with what I've got now, there's also the fact that I can just do this. Yeah, a Falchion in general is a good melee weapon. It's one of the stronger melee weapons. Like if you're playing, say, a fighter or something like that, a Falchion's gonna be what you're using when you have a, when you're using sword and board. Oh, 100%, I agree with you. I don't know why they make the crystal sword so slow. It sucks as a melee weapon. So the one benefit it's supposed to give you is being simultaneously a spell catalyst and a melee weapon, right? But it sucks. You know what I've had better luck with as a spell catalyst in this game? A staff. In fact, I was absolutely wrecking people with a staff warlock build at one point. Because if you hit people with the staff with corrupted blow, it does a lot of damage. It does... Here. A gift. Oh, they're just gonna leave. Yeah. Are they just looting around? I guess. Okay. I don't need those anymore. I'll keep that. Projectile damage reduction, resourcefulness. I'll keep that one for the raw stats. Another really good thing about the Warlock is I don't need anything particular. Waiting for teammates. Now, I'm playing on solos right now, so there's not really any teammates. That person probably backed off, not because they weren't willing to be aggressive, but because I noticed them before they could ambush me. Because if you saw them, they were coming around that corner with the longsword drawn, ready to go. They noticed that I saw them, and I immediately started being able to back off. And I guess they thought that they would have lost it. I also have this one ability here, Phantomize. Here, I'll show you. I'll just show you what it does. So I can't attack for 6 seconds, but I move a lot quicker and things like that. And I can't be hit with like melee, I think. Yeah, you can only be hit with magic during that. So if I would have used that to dodge them, I could dodge them for like 6 seconds straight, and they could do nothing about it. It's actually a really, really annoying ability, honestly. I don't know. I don't know any other like lesson. I don't know any other more annoying ability. That's all I've got to say about it. The cooldown on it's not too long. About 27 seconds. 2 seconds and the gate will open. No, 4? 5? There we go. And we're in the safe room. Let's just send the most valuable stuff back. I don't really have much valuable, to be fair. But I can always send the coins back. I also like to send bigger stuff back, too. Because these larger items obviously eat up a lot of inventory space for me. So it's better to just send those items back. Give me some space. Let me do some things. And he's gone! He pooped out of existence. Alright, we should be going down to the next floor. Yeah, I don't know why they make the crystal sword so slow. It doesn't need to be that slow. It should just be a reasonable option for a spell sword build. And maybe up its slowdown to the character to 30. I think it used to be 30. Instead of slowing you down by 25, it slows you down by 30. Maybe bump it back up to 30, but make it swing faster. I don't think that thing should swing slower than an arming sword. It really should not swing slower than an arming sword. There is no reason for it to swing that slow. Make it swing as fast as an arming sword. Make it cast like a tiny bit slower. But that's about it, you know? No, it has miserable damage. It does 24 damage. Meanwhile, a standard falchion does something in the 30s, 34, 35. And an arming sword, I think baseline is like 29, something like that. So every single other melee weapon outclasses it. The only benefit it has is that it does hybrid damage. So if you're fighting somebody in heavy armor or something like that, this is likely to do more damage to them just because they mostly are physical resistance. The spells scale with your stats. So I think this is the one that affects... Increases magical... No, is it knowledge? No. Actually, it might actually be will. What is it? Which one affects the spell damage? They might also have individual scaling. I cannot remember. I just genuinely cannot remember. It's will. I think it is will. Oh yeah, spell power. I'm blind, man. I'm just completely blind. So will is the most important stat for a caster. And it's universal. So your will, regardless of what spellcasting class you are, I believe affects your spell damage. Whereas you think a wizard would be knowledge. I had no way to dodge that. But yeah, I agree with you. This is an extremely good class, and it is a little bit, I feel like, on the strong side. Fighter's also up there. I have to be honest there. Fighter's extremely good. The versatility is nice to have. That's a lot of defense in exchange for a little bit of movement speed. I think I'm going to do that. And then I wish I could use the light gauntlets. If you can use light gauntlets and you do any form of melee attacks in this game, these are the best gauntlets by far. I don't care what anybody says. They did decent to like high armor rating. They give you some projectile damage reduction directly. They only have -5 on magic resistance, and they scale agility and strength by default, which makes no sense for gauntlets made out of metal. But because of that, once they start getting like enchantments on them and stuff like that, they become very, very strong very quickly. I love dots. Like poison builds and stuff like that are always fun. What the heck am I looking at? Can I loot this? No. That's way too slow for no reason. Phew! Missed me! Oh, ow! I shouldn't have stood there and took that hit. There we go. I halved my health bar. You do have to be very careful against things like that, though. These crossbow skeletons, they hit very, very hard. I have no idea why I decided to just stand there and take that hit. That was really, really dumb. But you can get away with a lot with this build. Like, you can recover from mistakes better than any other class, if you ask me. Clerk is up there. Clerk is pretty up there for recovery, too. But, like, that's to be expected. He's stuck. I'm gonna use him to heal up. Never mind, I won't use him to heal up. He's just gonna keel over on me. That's not helpful. You know, normally I don't wear things like that, but I'll put those on here. Yeah, look at that. 4 will. That's even more damage. That's more damage and more healing. I haven't played WoW in forever. Luck, drums. So does the heal only work from instance of damage or the total damage? Instance of damage. So every time that the damage applies to an, it's the instance of that damage that applies that heals me. So if I, oh, that's a large pile of loot. This is suspicious. Why is this here? That hit me? I feel betrayed. Wait till this build really gets going, though. Ah, I beamed it over his head. I want to keep medical supplies just in case. Physical strength? I'm getting, like, criticaled left and right, though, it feels like. And by criticals, I mean I'm getting hit with headshots and stuff like that from these stupid skeletons. I don't know what's in this room. What room is this? Oh, it's this one. Okay. That's just such an awful weapon. I wish they would actually, like... Woo. Can you stop chasing me? For 2 seconds! Wow, we're at the second stage and people are still killing each other. That rarely happens. Usually once you get to the second stage down here, most people will just like leave each other alone and not worry about it because everybody's trying to get down to the final floor. Start killing demons and stuff like that for extra loot. I just want my health back, skeleton. Do you have to be this rude about it? There we go. Ooh, I've got to find a way down. I closed that door. I swear I closed that door. Is that down there? I'm in trouble. Oh, 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 I'm in trouble. This isn't good. Man, what's going on down here? There's a lot of zombies. That fart cloud came at me. I might not make it out of here. It was my own fault if I don't, but yeah, if I don't make it out of here, we know why. Oh, here's the gate. Huh! Okay, bye-bye now! Oh, I guess everybody was ready to go, dang. I was hoping to have a little bit of time to send some supplies back up. No, they're busted. The only thing that makes it not work too well is probably burst damage, so I have to be very careful down here. This is one of the areas where, yeah, I will likely die, just because I don't have a full setup yet. But if I were to come down here, set up how I am right now as a fighter, where I've just got my one perk or something like that, I don't think there's any way I would make it this far. I don't think there's any way that I would be able to do any of the things that I've done so far. I just wouldn't have enough survivability or anything like that. I'm switching that. I'm just not going to use that. That sucks. It's too slow. It disappoints me. I wanted to try and use it for 3 runs. Yo, no way. I can't move. I'm slowed. I can't move. Why did that slow me? Well, that sucks. That was a waste. So much for avoiding damage. Alright. I can also take this for 20% magic healing bonus. I'm thinking of a tankier build. What does this one do? Phantomize? I don't need Phantomize. Dark Offering, Blow of Corruption. Well, no, it wasn't the melee mindset that was killing me. I was trying to get back to that gate so I could drop the gate on that critter. But I couldn't get over there because once it hit me the first time, for some reason it slowed me down by a massive amount. I don't know if I was caught on its model or what, but I couldn't move quickly. I couldn't move quickly enough to get out of there. At that point I got 10% spellcasting speed loss. Actually, you know what? Right now, let's just try full leech instead of going for any kind of like harder armor or anything like that. Get rid of that. That's useless. Never gonna use that at all. And we'll equip a regular staff. And the main reason I'm equipping a regular staff is because I want to show you just how much better the regular staff is than the crystal sword. A reflect perk? So the way that perk works is every time that I'm hit in melee, I do 10 magical damage, and then it has a ratio of 0.75 gain off of will, I believe, to the melee attacker. Does not reflect while on cooldown. And it has a cooldown of X seconds, but basically that does a small amount of damage back to the melee attacker. That's one that I am thinking of using, but I'm not sure what combo of perks I want to use. If I'm really thinking about it, what I'm thinking of using is probably Torture Mastery, Dark Reflection, Demon Armor, and then Shadow Touched. That way I heal off melees, I heal off the leeching curses, I can wear tank armor, and I also reflect damage. I don't know. I don't think this one will heal me. So this specifically says all curses inflicted upon the enemy restore health for every instance of damage they deal. All warlock spells costs are tripled because of this perk. It specifically lists curses. So that would be my curse spell list. So like even Hellfire is not a curse. This is a curse, this is a curse, and this is a curse. This one does 3 magic damage per second, but it boosts the target's... Actually, I wonder if using Power of Sacrifice on myself regenerates my health. Because I know I can cast Power of Sacrifice on myself to heal. Not to heal, to empower myself by 15 strength and 15 vigor, which is a lot. That is a lot. Which is why it's scary to use this on enemies. But if I use this on myself, do I leech back the health like normal? Or does it specifically have to be an enemy? No, Hellfire didn't heal me. Every time I was healing, it was Curse of Pain. Bloodstained Blade, while active, the target gains 5 weapon damage for 20 seconds. Swing their they take 3 magical damage. Self-cast if no target found. I'm gonna take that one. And then we'll drop Curse of Weakness, because I never use Curse of Weakness anyway. And I only have 1 cost left, so it doesn't really matter what I take. The main thing I like to use is Blow of Corruption here. So your next physical attack deals 12 0.75 plus with a 0.75 ratio magical damage to the target, and reduces their incoming physical healing by 80% and incoming magical healing by 80% for 12 seconds. So this is an anti-heal, and it does a good bit of bonus magic damage on hit. You might be like, oh, that's only like 12 or something like that. That's significantly less than you do with your regular sword swings and stuff like that. But it's also additional. So if I hit for 35 here, and then I do a base of 12, and then that base of 12 scales with my will, which gives it a minimum of 5 because I have 20 will, that's another 17 flat damage on that. What, the corruption? The corrupt blow? This works extremely well on in PvE and PvP. So I like to use it as a finisher, or for like weak enemies, or to hit enemies extremely hard in the middle of combat, and it works very, very well in that regard. It's just a general damage buff pretty much, and it has a relatively low cooldown. And then you can stack it while you're leeching things, and you can stack it with Shadow Touch as well. So the 12 damage you get is now 14 because of Shadow Touch, and then it doesn't gain scale on top of that, but then you also gain the damage from your will. So if you're just stacking willpower the entire time, Blow of Corruption can inevitably give you a disgusting amount of damage. And if you get enough damage with Will of Corruption, you're basically doing double damage with your weapon at that point, you know? Like, imagine if I had something like 40 or 50 will, which actually isn't out of the ballpark. So if I had like 40 will, that would be another 10 damage. And then that'd be another... It's a 75 ratio. So I'm calculating it wrong, actually. If it's a 75 ratio, this should be an extra 15 damage. So this should be doing 27 damage right now. Let me show you. So we have the main spells that I typically use... And this is what I was talking about. So there's spell memory level, there's spell memory and stuff like that you have to deal with. You can only carry so much of certain things. Power of Sacrifice is the one that buffs for a large amount of strength and vigor for 12 seconds and does 3 magical damage per second to the target. This would heal me by a large amount too if I used it on an enemy, but I'm wondering if I can also heal myself with it while taking that damage. If I can neutralize that damage, that means for 12 seconds, I'm going to be very hard to take down. I don't know if that'll work though. Bolt of Darkness just fires a Bolt of Darkness that does 20 and then a 1 ratio magical damage to the target, which means it does 20 damage and then it does another 22 damage due to my will. So that does 42 damage flat. Curse of Pain deals 15 magic damage with a ratio of 1, so it does a total of 37 total magic damage, I think. And take these all with a grain of salt. I could be wrong with these numbers. Like, it just says 0.5 ratio or 1.0 ratio. It doesn't really give me any clarity on that. It might not be based on will. Maybe it's based on knowledge. I don't know if they've changed it. I haven't actually looked into it too much. And then after it hits that initial damage, it deals 15 damage and then has a 50% ratio for extra magical damage on top of that. So if I'm correct, then it does an extra 11 damage off of my will baseline, which is 26 damage. Distributed over 8 seconds. And then Hellfire is just a blast that keeps going and does a disgusting amount of raw damage. Like, this is just a huge AoE, massive damage, slow spell. That's all that is. And the Curse of Weakness, the one I told you I don't usually use, just reduces all the target's attributes by 25% for 10 seconds. Not a bad ability at all. I just never use it. Bloodstained Blade is one that I would like to use, but I don't have enough cost associated with it. My cost limit's 9, so I can't actually use the Bloodstained Blade right now, because if I equip it like that, it is disabled because I don't have enough memory capacity to utilize it. What it does is the target gains 5 weapon damage, which is pretty good, especially considering it's just 5 flat weapon damage plus scaling for 20 seconds, and every time I swing my weapon, I would take 3 damage. Spell Predation, I've never used this one. I don't know what this one does either. Consume up to all removable magical buffs from the enemy and gain 1 darkness shard per effect. So it eats the opponent's buffs and creates darkness shards. Darkness shard. Each darkness shard grants a 20% magical dark magic damage bonus and can store up to 5. This effect is consumed when casting a dark spell. So if I were to stack this and utilize this properly and absorb all 5 darkness shards that I could get with it, then I cast this Bolt of Darkness, it would do double damage, basically. There's Ray of Darkness here. You channel a Death Beam. It does 12 with a 1.0 ratio magical damage per second. Any target the beam touches. Moving and aiming are possible while channeling. It just slows you down and it fires a laser. That's what this one does. I remember that one. You have Life Drain here. Channel for 7.5 seconds, dealing 5.25 with a 0.25 ratio magical damage to the target per second. Convert a portion of the damage dealt into health for the caster. This would be the only other way to leech without having used that one spell. That one perks, but that one perk just outplays this a million times over. The fact that this is a channel for 7.5 seconds, it's very dangerous to use unless something's caught behind a wall, and it obviously is not going to work in PvP if you have to stand still for it, you know? Flamewalker. This one's pretty good, actually. I enjoy using this one. You leave a fire trail as you walk. It lasts for 4 seconds. And the targets that enter the flame will burn, taking a small amount of magical damage per 0.2 seconds. So it ticks 5 times faster than most other stuff. And it does a decent amount of damage. It just does very low damage per tick. So if someone stays in this for like the full 4 seconds or something like that, or the full 6 seconds, I guess, for the trail itself, they take a lot of damage. And then you have the Eldritch Shield. Grants a target a shield that protects against 25 magical damage for 15 seconds. While the shield absorbs its maximum damage, gain 20% dark magical damage bonus towards the next dark spell cast within 4 seconds. This is neat. I like the idea behind it. I just think it should block all damage, and it should probably only block like 10, maybe 15 damage. And the main reason I say that is because the way this works is it only working on magical damage when magical damage is so high and are rare depending on the situation. You either take a lot of magical damage because you're dealing with a wizard, or you take basically no magical damage whatsoever because you're not dealing with a wizard. And everybody's using melee or ranged, so there's not really much magical damage going on it. This would be significantly more useful if more classes were capable of using magic damage in some way, like maybe rangers can enchant their arrows or something like that, or get enchanted arrows that they can use. Fighters can get magical effects on the sword that actually add magical damage to the sword and stuff like that. I don't think the true damage or the additional magic damage things actually affect them. I'm not 100% sure, though. They could actually work. I don't know, though. Also, having a flaming sword, a flaming arming sword or something like that would be super cool. And it just does, like, 80% of its damage is physical, and then 20% of its damage is magical. That would be interesting to have. And that would make more precedent for people to build for physical and magical damage. And it would make extremely hard armor easier to counteract if you have the right tools. That's what I plan on doing, actually. I will make a leech tank. And then Summon Hydra. This is an extremely interesting and pretty decent spell. It's just too expensive. Most people won't use it because the cost is so high. Same thing for pretty much anything from 4 up. The cost is just too high to use these most of the time. You have to build around that specific thing. Like, if I was going to use any of these, I'd have to sacrifice Hellfire. Because Hellfire itself is a tier 4. So this leaves me 5. So I can't, even sacrificing that, I can't use Hydra. I literally just cannot use Hydra because it still costs too much. So I can only use up to here, like Flamewalker or something like that. Now, that could work. Like, if I cast the curse, if I speed cast the curse, and then I, actually, no. So, warlocks can use shields, by the way. So, if I stack the curse, I might be able to just block somebody and bleed them out that way. That could potentially work as well. It really just depends on the situation. So if we look at the Squire here, I have access to heater shields. I can use heater shields. So if I go hard armor and then I use a shield, I'm pretty sure shields will effectively block most spells. So there's a lot that I can actually do with that. We can try some stuff out. Let's get up to level 15, get all 4 of our perks, and then we'll play around with some weird stuff. Let me buy and sell all this stuff off. That's a weird way to say that. It's like I'm a merchant. I kind of am a merchant now. But I'm buying all the materials that I had them ship back for me. and then I sell them for a profit. So that guy's basically just a delivery service. I get these items outside the I get these items from the dungeon, and then he comes by and delivers them for me later down the line. I also really do want to show you how good the staff is compared to the crystal sword, and that it's wild. It's genuinely just wild how the sword is outplayed by literally everything, and they still haven't buffed it. I don't know why they won't buff it. Like, amp the sword. Oh, by the way, Pwn, this game's free to play. So if you wanted to give it a go or something like that, you can play it, like 100%. You can get it on Steam. It is an interesting experience, and it does cater to PvP, which seems to be something that you like. I could be wrong. But it's definitely a it's definitely an interesting game. I'm sorry to hear that. I know how that feels. I used to have a pretty bad PC. Look at that Regan, though. What's up, little buddy? Give me my health back. I have nowhere to go. There's another one? I wish they weren't trickling in like this. That's the part that's making this pain. Another one! Leave me alone. I like the PvP in this game. Oh, I walked right back into that. There goes like half my healing. I know! I don't know why they came at me like that. Like, I get the kobolds are very aware of their surroundings and stuff, but I wasn't expecting them to come single file at me like that for an extended period of time. They rarely do that. Usually, you just have them all immediately get aggroed on you from a short distance. Not take their sweet time running around and stuff like that. There's also a lot of them in here. There is one thing you have to be careful about with this, the Hellfire spell. It 100% can hit you. You can kill yourself with this spell. Hey, buddy. Hey, little guy. How you doing? Pew! Oh, no. I walked myself into a corner like an idiot. I thought I could loop that. That was dumb of me. But yeah, the staff works like 10 times better than the the rest of that. Let's just immediately go back in. I screwed myself there. I didn't even gain a level. I killed like a bajillion goblin or kobolds and it didn't give me anything. That didn't happen. No one saw that. I need a new phone super bad. This stupid thing is starting to freaking fall apart. It just will not stay charged. I'm mad at myself. What? What that spell disperse? But yeah, did I mention that the staff baseline does more damage per swing than the magical sword? The magical sword does what is it? 12 and 12, right? By baseline. The staff does 27 and 4. So this thing does 31 damage. Slows me down less, gives me 15% magical penetration, and is also stackable with all the melee stuff that I can do. I don't know why the sword sucks so much. Just give it a baseline split of 15-15, and it should be fine. I don't think it would be that strong. Heck, maybe make it usable for, like, every class, too. And make it faster and stuff like that. You have so many ways you can make it work well without making it overpowered. Heal me up before you die. Oh, the orb was a lot better. Like, the orb is definitely better. The only bad part about the orb is that by using this setup, I lose 40 movement speed with the 25 and the 15, whereas with the staff, I lose 20. So this gives me more mobility and still having really, really good offensive bash attack. Oh, that's that thing making noises. That scared me for some reason. I don't know. I wish the sword was given some love. It's a really cool concept. There's also the casting book if you want to go pure caster. So the staff works okay. I remember how good the staff used to be for me. I'm trying to find... Oh, these are absolutely busted. The Shadow Mask is the stupidest thing in this game, if you ask me. It works for Rogue and it works for Warlock. It gives pure stats. Agility, strength, and dexterity. And the higher tier this is, the more of these stats it gives. I don't care about the armor rating. The whole point of it is the fact that it gives a disgusting amount of agility for free. The casting book is pure speed. The casting book is 100% pure speed. It's not made to make you I don't know how to describe it. Actually, I'll cancel that. It pretty much puts you in a situation. Does that break that? Ha! It puts you in a situation where you can't melee or anything like that because, I mean, you have a freaking book in your hand. But you can cast very, very you can cast your spells very quickly. Get out of my face! How'd you live? Oh, come on, game. Yo, bro! Kill it! Get him, skeletons! I want to see how good. One more hit and I have him! I just needed one more hit! Yeah, they're just gonna run away. Freaking coward. Swap to melee, good. The casting book works very, very well for kiting, like you were talking about. Let's see. Do I have access to it for free? I do. So it gives a 10% movement speed penalty, a 2 magic damage boost, and 5% magic penetration. So you sacrifice the magic penetration that you get from the staff, the ability to melee that you get from the sword, staff, and the orb, and then in exchange you just don't move slow at all. Like, the movement speed penalty that you get is easily counteracted by pretty much anything. Actually, hold on. Do I have any? No, that's just resourcefulness. I mean, I could do the magical boot. I don't know. Really, dexterity might be good. Dexterity increases casting speed. No. Dexterity doesn't increase casting speed. Dexterity increases your ability to utilize your gear and stuff like that quicker. So maybe that'll benefit. We did hit level 10 though, which means we get another perk slot. So we can take Shadow Touch, making our melee better. And then after we take Shadow Touch, we can take Demon Armor. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and take Demon Armor. Let's try that. This way we can just like set ourselves up with heavy armor and be an absolute pain to kill for literally anything. And look at the list that it opened us up to. We now have access to all these differing items just because we switched to a more heavy armor oriented build. But we're gonna get hit a lot more, like straight up. We're just gonna get hit a lot more. But that also means that we don't really have a need for the staff because we're gonna be hit a lot more, and the spell book's not really gonna help us either. So our best bet on the side end of things would be like a hard melee weapon or something like that, or anything that we could block with. But yeah, we can straight up go like hyper armored if we really want to now. What kind of pants did they give me access to? There's plate. Do I really want plate though? I don't feel like plate pants are really that great unless, I mean, I guess if we're going full armor. Do I have a Crusader helmet? Crusader helmets are great. Crusader helmet right there. Yeah, agility, dexterity, high armor, projectile headshot reduction, only 7 movement speed penalty. This one gives magic resistance, and it gives high armor rating, projectile reduction. It gives will, knowledge, and resourcefulness, all things that a warlock could use very well. And this gives strength and vigor, while also only reducing our movement speed by 9. The only other thing is, yeah, light gauntlets, agility and strength. So we're getting enough agility here to counteract a good bit of the slowdown that we have. Actually, you know what? We might as well take a staff as a secondary. There's no sense in running a blank spot, right? And we could go for, like, the plate boots, but I don't feel like 5 armor counts enough to lose 2 movement speed, because it gives the same amount of strength, and we lose 5 magic resistance and stuff like that too. And it just, I don't know. I don't feel like that's necessary. Dark Cuirass, Dark Plate. We could hybridize pretty hard defensively with that, but the Dark Cuirass is just better for a Warlock. 80 armor rating is absolutely insane. That's almost on par with the Fine Cuirass. Like, straight up. That is an insane amount of armor to also give magic resistance. That is wild. Yeah, if you get a hold of a Dark Cuirass, that's just better. You want this one over this one, hands down. Sure, you lose a tiny bit of armor, but you keep 2 movement speed, and you gain... Well, I mean, the will and the knowledge aren't really that great for a fighter, but the magic resistance is nice, because normally fighters are weak to magic. Yeah, you want to try the book out? We can try the book out. I was just thinking being able to also use Blow of Corruption on the side. But yeah, let's check some stats here. All right. Oh, I forgot to lock that in. I'm an idiot. Dark Cuirass. Crusader helmet is just in general a good helmet. And we have the plate legs, and then the light gauntlets. Set base gear. And there we go. Now we check our movement speed, and we're moving at 90.9, which is actually not bad for being completely plated up. Like, this is an insane amount of armor. And our damage reduction has gone from basically nothing to 30% damage reduction. An 18%, not 15, I don't know where 15 came into my head. 18% headshot damage reduction, and an 8.5% projectile damage reduction. So all of these stack, by the way. So if I get hit by a projectile with a headshot, it gets reduced by the projectile damage reduction first, I think. And then it gets reduced by the physical, then it would get reduced by the headshot damage and the physical reduction. I don't know if that's the accurate order, how they calculate it or anything like that. It really just depends, but that is 3 different layers of negation that they have there, or reduction, I should say. And then we still have a positive magic resistance, which is 13%, which is wild to me. The book with the falchion? No, the book takes both hands. That is the penalty to the book. Think of the book as functioning like a staff. It can't be used as an offhand. Personally, I think it should be usable as an offhand, but, you know, that's... I didn't make the game. I don't have control over that. I feel like the book and the crystal ball should be interchangeable, and this one should be, like, more of a hybrid thing that boosts magical damage and weapon damage and stuff like that, like it does here, but slows you down by that 15 like it does. Whereas this one should be the faster version that slows you down a little bit less, but also only boosts magical damage and has less magical penetration. I think that would be cool. You could also, if you wanted to make it better, probably make it slowly regenerate spells over time for classes that regenerate spells. Oh, the weapon boost skill? No, the weapon boost skill does not work. So if you're talking about Blow of Corruption, it does not work for the book because the book can't melee. I don't have a melee skill when I'm using the book. It just doesn't slow me down as much. That's about it. So that's the big penalty to the book over the staff. The staff slows me down by 10 more, but it also functions as a melee weapon. Whereas the book doesn't function as a melee weapon at all, and is slightly weaker, I feel like. Just in general. Actually, it's a lot weaker. I think the main benefit really is just the movement speed. The book, I can't. I cannot use the book while I have my sword out. It is a two-handed weapon. It counts as a two-handed weapon. Whereas the orb is the offhand. The orb is an offhand, a secondary weapon. The book is a two-handed weapon, and then the magic staff is also a two-handed weapon. Oh, yeah. I got you. I understand what you're saying. The goblin caves. These poor goblins won't know what hit them. They're going to get the absolute crap beat out of them. I get what you mean now. That's my bad. Yeah, I'll be using the Blow of Corruption with the Falchion. I might not have the book out very often, honestly. The Falchion and the Orb combo is just going to be it, because we're going to be getting up close and personal. Imagine if I could just smash the crystal orb into the skull of a goblin. Like, I could just sacrifice my catalyst to just crush it into the skull of a goblin. Teach that goblin a lesson for existing, I guess. I do wish the book did about as much damage as a torch. I really wish I could do about as much physical damage as the torch does with the book. I think that would be pretty cool. Like, that would mean that the only way to make it effective as a weapon is by being able to increase the magical damage on it, like with Blow of Corruption. And even then, it really wouldn't be that great. You'd be better off using, like, the Falchion and stuff like that. You know, they used to have waiting rooms for matches about to start where you could see everybody and stuff like that. I didn't really care for that, but now that it's gone, I kind of miss it because it had training dummies that we could test stuff on. No. I just mean do physical damage with the book. I wish I could swing the book like a weapon. Yeah. I can already feel this being good. This is gonna be fun. We'll be able to tank a lot. We're gonna be able to tank a lot. I can tell. Ooh. That is just better. Yeah. That is straight up just an upgrade. That's a straight upgrade right there. It slows me down by 1 more, but it gives 2 agility, dexterity, and 1 will, which means it boosts our damage by a small amount. We got a mini boss! What's that hitting? Got him, boss! We're not healing anymore, though, because I killed it. Ah, there's a Healy Shrine back there. I don't need to worry about this poison damage. It's fine. Yeah. Much more improved durability. I'm probably harder to kill than most fighters right now. I just have, I have the ability to do a lot of magic damage, a lot of physical damage, and it's gonna be hard to put me down. And the only problem is if we have to do like extreme. Ooh! Look at that. That's your base damage for Falchion, 35. This gives me max health, debuff duration, and an extra 5 flat damage. That is nuts. This thing's gonna delete people now, especially with the Blow of Corruption buff on it. Oh, man. I don't think people are going to be able to take me down here. I think we're a little too thick right now. That poor rogue definitely wouldn't stand a chance at the moment. Strength, agility... You know, this is actually better right now. The dexterity plus the 2 will plus the flat magic damage mode. I can't go through that. That's a wall. That's a straight up wall. That rogue would be dead right now if we had what we have now. Someone blow out that door, or was that me? It's a shame this dungeon doesn't go down to floor 3. Yeah, not being able to pop up a dot was kind of sucky. I think I blew up this door. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys can hear my alarm going off there, but I have to turn off the AC here. So give me just a second. On the off chance somebody comes through this room, it'll be kind of hard for them to see me. I think they'll still see the falchion, but if the room's dark, usually people will pause for a second. So give me just a second here. Okay. I didn't think anybody would come by, but it's always nice to be prepared, right? But yeah, that rogue only got me because I didn't have one more swing that I was able to do. And if casting didn't slow me down as much as it does... Hey, look, spiders! You know the best part about the leech on hit? It also means that we're not getting punished nearly as much for melee attacking. Like, when we were attacking before, we were getting punished for melee attacking. Not massively, but we would stop leeching on things, right? I missed! No! You filthy, disgusting bat. Alright, I think we got a better necklace, actually. Magical interaction. Yeah, this one right here. Agility and additional magic damage. Okay, never mind then. I didn't think I was going to do enough damage with that first cast to kill that thing outright. Arguably, we've gotten some pretty good stuff, though, so far here. Oh, I think someone's underneath. I'm just gonna use it. Why not? I don't know if whoever was over there is going to come at me or not. Oh, and you give me this garbage. Sure. I'll definitely take that. Really, just amp it up. The damage that thing had right there is what it should have, just in general. Tell me I'm wrong. Someone prove me wrong. I feel like all it needs is that damage right there that it had, and then maybe making it faster in both casting and melee. By, I don't know, maybe like 10% as a test to see if that's a little too much or too little. It just doesn't fit. The sword needs to fit. Oh. I don't think he saw. I don't think he realizes I saw where he was. Bro, you're just wasting your arrows. It didn't have to be like this. It really didn't. I think someone's coming at me. Another goblin? Man, that guy's desperate for a kill. Can I get down there to that escape? All right. Ow. Okay, bye-bye now. Yeah, that was really ridiculous. If I had more gear specifically amping what I'm doing, I would be unkillable. Yeah, this guy is more just trying to keep it mid-distance the entire time to cast spells and stuff like that. If it didn't take so long to charge Dark Bolt, I might have been able to fight him off of that. I think he's the last one, yeah. Sadly, I didn't get to loot that guy. Not a bad haul. I was hoping for a little bit more, but like I said, we didn't get to loot that guy who for some reason thought that shooting us through a gap was a good decision and paid for it. I've got arrows in my kidney right now. I should have used the book. Oh, the book wouldn't have helped me there. The problem was that he had the high ground and everything like that on me, and I didn't really have anywhere to go while I was trying to regenerate. That was the biggest issue. If I would have had a way to heal a little bit faster, without having to risk getting shot by his darts, I might have been able to pull off a little bit more. It was just a really bad situation, and he made absolutely sure to show up at that particular time where we were at a disadvantage. That's what I mean. Yeah, that second guy made absolutely sure to show up when we had a disadvantage, which is the main issue. Like, I couldn't actually put any counter to him or anything like that because he was also a warlock, and if he would have started casting, and he cast a fireball into that room, which meant that if I was going to try and stay there and heal, I'd have to walk to the other side where he could get an angle on me and start firing other spells. That's what I'm saying. If I go in there, if I went in on him when I had like 30 health left, he was just going to Healy dot me. If I Healy dot him and he Healy dots me and we both heal at probably about the same rate. So I wouldn't have been gaining any health off of that. I wouldn't have been able to recover. He would have just kept pushing me because he was at full health. He had just come in there to ambush a fight that he had nothing to do with, so he was trying to get that cheap kill off of it. Honestly, I'm just glad I lived. Had it have been in a flat room where I had a better way to fight back, that would have been a different story. I don't know why I do that to myself. I can buy these in bulk. If we end up in a situation like that again, I'll try seeing if I can hit the dots. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not too confident that I could have pulled that off. I would have had to have dodged his properly, and I just don't think that I would have been able to. I haven't played Warlock in a while. Give me a break. And there we go. We're set again. You know, now that I think about it, do I have access to a helmet that gives me will? Gives me more than one will? Will. If I can get something that gives me 2 will, I would 100% use that over what I'm using now, even if it gives less armor. But I don't see anything that does that. That is fair. My biggest issue was trying not to get caught in that hellfire that he shot off at me, though. That's why I abandoned the room. Because he fired that hellfire at like an angle like this, so it was coming directly at me through the walls. And if I would have tried to stay over there to heal, I would have been. If I would have skipped over, I would have just immediately been in his line of fire, and that's what I was worried about. It was just a rough situation. This only gives 1 will. It is 2 points lighter. Is it worth the agility and the dexterity? Oh, it's 1 point lighter, not 2. How's the armor? Yeah, it goes through walls. Hellfire goes completely through walls. I was debating casting one back at him initially. I didn't have the health to work with. So I was worried if I cast this and I get glanced by his, then he's just going to get 2 bodies to loot without putting any effort in. And I didn't want him to have that. Yeah, on rare occasions, a warlock will get kills through the wall that they're not even going for because of hellfire. I don't know why it goes through walls. I understand like doors. I understand going through like enemies. But I don't understand why it goes through walls. I feel like that's a little bit too much power for it, and it kind of shows because that's the main offensive spell that every warlock uses. Most warlocks won't switch to the other stuff, unless they're just experimenting and playing around with random things. Like, I've tried the firewalk, and it's fun, don't get me wrong, but it's also not anywhere near as good as the other one. Random letters followed me. What? So you sell bots? Strategic promotion. I don't believe any of this. Yeah. Oh, give me a sec. All right, problem solved. Yeah, I don't really appreciate that. Like, if you're gonna come into my chat and you want to talk to me or something like that, or if you actually want to watch my content or something, that's one thing. If you're just coming in here to try and sell me something, that's like freaking the equivalency of coming to my house and then just throwing Bibles at me through the window. I don't. Just don't. Like, I'm sure that they wouldn't be happy if I did that to them. Man, did they reduce the range even further in this? That's not a bad, just extra couple of rings. I can work with that. Can this goop go away? Ah, I hate that. I hate that with a passion. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of people coming by and their sole purpose is just to try and sell me something. Like, I kind of get... I did door-to-door stuff for a while, selling some things. And I get it. Like, I 100% understand why a lot of people absolutely detest salesmen, door-to-door salesmen and stuff like that. A lot of them are dicks. A lot of them are straight-up dicks. They'll constantly, like, push on you and be obnoxious about it. So, you know. It's just what it is. Hold on. Yeah, this game's free to play. You can find it on Steam, or they have their own launcher called Blacksmith. I don't need Francisca axes. I'm sorry, I know I went off on a tangent on salesmen and stuff like that for a bit there. We're gonna make out with Bank on this one. Escape over everything, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but that goes right through a wall, by the way. There you go. I guess that one didn't take very much damage for some reason. Nah, it doesn't go quite that far. Like, thankfully it doesn't go full map. It does go a good distance, though, I have to say. It's kind of crazy to me that they think that it needs to go that far through walls. I feel like it's excessive. I feel like it should hit the wall and then dissipate. I think that would be fine. I guess because it's so big and wide, they're thinking that if they do that, it'll just hit the walls and stuff like that and explode a lot. Like, people will lose out on the effectiveness of it, I guess. Most of the healing there was from the melee, which works really well. What are these? Heavy gauntlets and elkwood gauntlets. Did I hear footsteps? Yeah. We'll take these. We'll move slightly faster. Yeah, it's dark and darker. Oh, hey, it's where we fought that guy. That was a headshot. Give me back my health. Stupid goblin. This is a dungeon crawler PvPvE. So it's like an old school style dungeon crawler kind of thing. Think in the vein of like Dungeons and Dragons style stuff with a real-time action oriented kind of thing about it. So it's a good game, but it's also an acquired taste. So I would give it a go and see how you feel about it and like learn a little bit about it and stuff like that as you go along. The looting and stuff like that's a lot of fun, but if you don't like PvP, then this game might not be one that you're really too into. If you do like PvP, or you're like me and you don't really mind if PvP's there or not, then you probably enjoy it. I don't know where I want to go. Ah! That's a red gobbo! Gonna heal off of that guy. I don't trust this random near me. Is he coming for me? Or is he just like hanging around? What's he doing? I don't know what that guy's up to. Oh, he's being chased. That's what's going on. Ah! That was a little too slow. That's a shame. I have. I've seen the Wukong game. I'm not really big fan of it, honestly. I just, well, I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry, my brain is mush right now. I just don't have the money to get it to play it right now, so I haven't got to give it a go. It does look kind of like a RPG semi-Souls-like thing, which is kind of up my alley. But I don't know, because I haven't gotten a chance to actually play it. I did see a little bit of the gameplay of it, and I enjoy the boss battles and stuff like that. I like the design behind those. I have no idea why I said I don't like it. That made no sense. I guess my brain is just complete mush at the moment. Hey Nancy, how are you? Man, I should have brought Choco in here. I'm mad that I died there. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm upsetty spaghetti that I died. What pisses me off the most is that, have you noticed? I've only come across warlocks. I came across one fighter this entire time, and then all the rest of it's been warlocks for some reason. Is the game actively putting me in things? Are they actively putting me in parties? Not parties. Ooh, interesting. It's like they're actively putting me in lobbies specifically with warlocks, with other warlocks, which is the one thing that a tanky warlock build won't work good against, because the whole point of it is being able to tank, being able to handle melee and stuff like that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful lack of damage. Smack! If we're trying the tank build, they need to actually let me use the tank build. We need to set up a speed build with this too. I'm gonna try that. After this run, we'll switch to a speed build and see what we can get away with. Those are some boots, for sure. Definitely some boots. I'm wondering about this damage. How did that do that much to me? Why did that do that much to me? I just got hit with a Zweihander like 2 seconds ago and it did nothing, but I got hit by this skeleton in what looked like the shoulder and it completely screwed me up. Nope, not interested in that. Why does it keep dropping me on this side? I seem to always get dropped on the far corner. Like, ah, heck, my brain is mush. Which game to other than Dark and Darker? I play a huge variety of games. I think the next thing that I'm going to be playing, it's Friday, correct? So the next thing I'm going to be playing is Dead by Daylight. So I'll be playing Dead by Daylight tomorrow and the day after that. And then I will be switching it up and I'll be playing Fishing Planet on Monday. Which is completely the opposite of everything else that you are seeing right now. I'll hold on to that for now. Why not? Why did he take so much damage? This skeleton was standing in the, like, 3 versions. Ooh. Was standing in, like, 3 freaking, Hellfires. Did he take no damage from any of them for some reason? What happened there? But yeah, I play a large variety of games. I don't have any one, like, specific one that I consistently play. Well, I guess Dark and Darker would be one that I not Dark and Darker. Dead by Daylight would be one that I consistently play right now. But I typically branch out and try new things quite frequently, so I'm not super into playing the same game over and over again, I guess. I do come back to a lot of them, like this one, every now and again, because I like to see how things change and how things improve and stuff like that. So it's really nice to see that this one's actually gained a good bit. Does this work? Oh, it does. So that's a 58 on a headshot. What does this do then? 25 plus 58. So that does like almost 90 damage. Is this alive? Are you alive, sir? No? Val, Dead by Daylight, and Elden Ring? Oh, that's cool. I've never been a fan of Valorant. I tried Valorant when it was first released, but I could not get into that game. As for Elden Ring, I just finished my DLC playthrough not too long ago after it released. And I've just been off it playing other things since. I heard footsteps. Like 100% I heard footsteps. Yo, stick. Rude. We could have been friends. Can I cast it on these things? No, so that's not that's just a statue, I guess. I'm looking for those armors that you see there. They have a living version of it. And that's what I'm after. I need to kill those for a mission, and I need to kill like 5 of them, and I need to get a drop from 5 of them. Are these skeletons tankier than normal? Why are they not going down as easy? We were taking them down in 3 swings before. Now they seem to take 3 swings plus a spell or 2. You know what? I am going to switch to those pants. I don't like how there are people around me on both sides. I don't know what the person who ran through here was doing either. There we go. Double swing. Are they coming at me? What's their deal? They keep playing with the doors and stuff, and I don't appreciate that. That's super suspicious. I'm dead. Yeah. I'm dead. And that's one of the most annoying things about this, because they literally will just freaking... I hate movement speed. Yeah, he's just a movement speed build. Literally. He's got movement speed. Because he's got movement speed, I wouldn't be able to catch him, and I wouldn't be able to do crap about it. That's disappointing, man. I hate dying to crap like that. Well, let's try switching up to the speed build, I guess. Maybe keep that. Or we can always go just like pure spellcaster with the spell book too, so that'll work. So we just need as much movement speed as possible. Actually, you know what? Losing 1 movement speed for the wizard shoe is actually a good thing for us. So what that'll do is that'll give us one extra magical damage boost, magical power boost, which will boost our damage by a percentage the more we get of it. Incidentally, I forgot something real quick here, class. We're at level 15 now, but we also need to get rid of demon armor, and we'll trade out demon armor for leech and bonus will. So the bonus will give us bonus damage, obviously. The vampirism will give us better healing, and the curses are heal, and then we have shadow touch that we can probably change out for something else, unless we're gonna focus on melee, which I don't think we are. We will probably switch it up to magical damage reduction. Yeah, let's do anti-magic. It looks pretty good, honestly. Whee! Look at me go! It's got a very old school aesthetic to it. I like it. Merchants. Squire. What do we have available to us? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to buy gear, to tell you the truth. They don't really have anything that I can utilize. I know that guy was using a longsword, but the longsword's not really necessary for this warlock build. You'd be better off being able to cast as well. Let's see. Do I even want a hat? Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, they don't give you access to all the gear you can use. They only give you access to some of it. So we got to figure out where we can go with that, and we might just run in there naked. I'm going to be honest with you. Might just go in purely naked. I could buy that longsword. The leather bro. Actually, these will be better than the wizard shoes. The amount of damage we lose isn't going to matter. Let's see, class. You know, I'm going to drop anti-magic. Anti-magic actually will probably work really, really well with the tank build, now that I think about it. I wish they gave me sets so I could do tank build sets. That would be super cool as well. Chilling your mind side with 10% of your max health per second. Gain 5% magical damage bonus, 5% physical damage bonus. That's kind of garbage. If we're going pure speed, we don't actually need anything. We don't, well, I mean, nah, we'll keep Corrupted Blow. Corrupted Blow is just really good if someone comes at you. Yeah, this is the actual Darkness Shard collection thing. Spells no longer. Physical damage. I might take Shadow Touch back for a cheap way to heal. I don't know. Like, anti-magic's really, really good. Don't get me wrong. But if our whole purpose is to not get hit, right? So if we're just going to not get hit, why would I take damage reduction when I could take something that's offensive? Actually, you know what? Curse Mastery might work. 30% duration to the curses. That means they'll tick like 1 or 2 more times, right? That could work. Let's try that. We're going in naked. The shops are going to have to re-roll some good stuff because we got garbage. It is nice to have all 4 perks. I'll probably like make a super tank version of the Warlock later down the line. I'm going to need those dark cuirasses though. I'm going to need like good versions of those dark cuirasses. That's going to be the only way that I can make it work, along with the anti-magic buff, which honestly it seems like it'll be the main thing that we'll use. Because that'll make it to where even if a warlock does get to us, if they have they'll have a 25% damage reduction if they have to punch through. Let's try this though. Look how fast we are. Look, this is stupid. Can't even touch me. Although I feel like my damage overall is actually a little reduced, as much as that sucks. Yeah, let's take the extra will and knowledge. Knowledge will increase our cast speed, and then will increase our damage, so we can work with this. Actually, maybe that. Maybe I should go for a knowledge build. I don't really need to care about my raw damage, right? Whoop. I'm trying not to fall in the water. Okay, that one did good damage. Interesting. I think the other guy just didn't get hit. For whatever weird skeletal reason. Hey, Ivy. I'm sorry that you caught something. What the heck? Ooh, can I even cast Hellfire? I thought this guy hit me. Ah, that's fine. Didn't read the chat. I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I got caught in a big fight there. How long have I been in streaming stuff? I've been in streaming for a very long time. Too long, in fact. Much too long. Not really. I'm being cringe right now. I can feel it in my soul. I've been going for years at this point. Do I want to keep swapping these? Yeah, let's just keep swapping my boots. How fast does that make me? We're 2 points off of the thing. I have to take care of the enemies affecting me. I could have killed that guy. I really could have killed that guy. I probably should have tried at least. Resort. Go. I caused problems for myself. Nope, going downstairs. Woo! Oh, hey, big guy! I wasn't expecting you to land on top of me. Yeah, I have a Discord. Oh, ow! Oh, hold on. Oh, man. They're making my life difficult. Elden Scrolls. Die, please. Oh, there's so many of them. Hold on here, guys. Give me just a minute to finish this guy off. There's... This is ridiculous, but I really haven't lost health. I wonder if Curse of Pain's initial damage actually stacks. I typically don't add people. I've had a lot of problems in the past with stuff like that. So I typically don't add people on Discord or anything like that anymore. I do have a Discord server though that you're totally welcome to join if you choose to. Is this guy not gonna die? There we go. Thank you, Bunt. I appreciate that. That was a mess of a fight. Oh, I have pants now. The wrong pants, but pants. I feel like Bolt of Darkness doesn't really do all that much damage. I say as it kills the skeleton. Oh, that was a rough one. Glad it's over. Actually, I already have a broken skeleton. Let me loot all this garbage. That's locked! Why do that to me? Why make me fight a small army and then have it all locked? Have the main chest in the chamber locked? Why do that? What kind of hatred do you have for me to do that to me? That is just mean and unnecessary. I don't really want these pants. These pants have upset me. They slow me down. You can join the server, but like I said, I don't typically add people for DMs or anything like that. Oh, speed pants! With magic damage bonus. Those aren't busted at all. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've had to deal with a lot of honestly straight up crazy people in the past, so I don't really do that anymore. I used to be a lot more open with it, but it's just, yeah. I kind of feel like I got shafted in this. I just fought a small army, and I'm kind of getting garbage. I guess that's okay. I'm gonna heal. I don't need to heal because I have infinite health basically, but I'm mad about it. I'm upset. I feel betrayed by the game. You know what? It's a little bit of movement speed loss, but it gives me 1 additional magic damage, which I think is pretty huge. It might not sound like it, but it's huge. What is that pit up ahead of me? Okay, I guess I get another pickaxe. I don't think pickaxes are worth collecting. What is this room? Oh, it's this one! I could fight another giant! I don't want to do that. Someone killed the Yeti! I've only killed 1 Yeti in this game. I've only managed to kill 1 Yeti, and it was already pre-injured by the time I got to it. So, seeing a dead Yeti and no player corpses is kind of wild to me. I just assume that 90% of the players that attack a Yeti are dead. Alright, that guy seems chill, so I'm not gonna do nothing. Oh, I thought he was gonna last a little bit longer. Oh, don't burn me, please. Don't kill me with my own spell. It's just punching through everything right now. Ow! Rude! I'm smacking him in the head with a sword, and he tries to shoot me in the face. I guess that guy's just ready to go. Why? I don't understand. Every chest is locked! I wanted to get that over without getting shot. This is all killed off too. Did they kill the... They didn't kill that, no? Is that guy gonna die anytime soon? Who went through here? Bro! Everything is dead. Who went through this area? Was it that guy sitting on the top there? Because holy crap, man, he just swept this entire place. Absolutely destroyed everything. I wonder if multiple people spawned in this area and they just didn't kill each other for whatever reason. This is insane. This whole area is just completely wrecked. Everything within a 60-mile radius is dead. All of it. Nothing stands a chance. I'm just going to take what I can get real quick. Everything's been run... Oh, that's one more. I hope that this escape thing here is actually going to work. If this escape doesn't work for me, then I'm dead. Okay, it worked. We're good. We're fine. Freedom. Freedom. That's a rat! I forgot about druids for a bit there. Oh, bye. But why? Dude, everybody's on like the last minute here. You're dead. You are dead. You stood there for no reason. Oh! It's like that guy knew. Oh! If I remember correctly, I think they're right near where I was. I think they're actually right near where I was. I must have took the escape hatch that they wanted. They're dead. No way! Alright. Are they gonna make it? I'm curious on this one. I don't think they're gonna make it. Yeah, they're dead. They're 100% dead. They have 15 seconds. Just beat down by kobolds. Wait, what? They died though. Loading? Wait, they fell into a pit. Right? What? There's a stage 2 on this map? I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get here. How the heck do I get to stage 2 on this map? Well, alright then. They obviously know what they're doing for it. This place looks cool, though. I actually like this. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get here. Hold on. Ice Cavern 2nd floor. How do I get to the Ice Cavern 2nd floor? How do I get here? Oh, it's only accessible by jumping into the void when the red aura effect appears. Okay, that's super. That's not cryptic, but that's. How would I guess that? I gotta sell everything real quick. Like I've gotta pop stuff off real fast. I want to see what's down there. Stash. I guess I'll keep these things right now. I have 45. Do that. Do that. And there we go. Now, Squire, equip base loadout. There we go. Okay. Send me in! I have 22 gear score. Why are you telling me that? I don't know why it tells me that every single time, because I only have 22 gear score. I also wish that the coin bags weren't like weren't considered unique. Or maybe they should just give you one to take in with you or something. I don't know. Yeah, I should have put Choco in here. I want to pet the doggo, but she's not here. All right. So what we need to do now is just survive. I really don't know what the health of anything is. Like, I feel like I'm doing good damage. Well, that worked well. What have you got for me, Mr. Skeleton? A leather bonnet. I'll take that. I'll take that surgical kit as a last resort. And there's got to be something good in here, right? Give me some shiny stuff, maybe. I'm gonna have to like pay a good bit of attention because I can't even use that. Blit, 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 blit. I'm curious. I want to see what's down there. I didn't even know that existed. You're amped up. Woo! Don't touch me. Why are you so speed? Leave me alone. You just gashed me across the stomach. That's an immediate huge upgrade. +2 will. Actually, I didn't think about it. How does the magic power bonus is 39%? So maybe that's how it scales. It just scales off the magic power bonus? Purely? Not the other stuff that I was thinking of? Yeah, that's a huge buff. I guess I'm gonna have to get somewhere that has the abyss. Wait for it to turn red, which I think it'll turn red probably at like 2 minutes. And then jump down into the pits. I'm curious. That piqued my interest. I didn't even know that there was a second stage in this area. I wonder how many people like me have no idea that that second stage existed. I bring you explosives as a gift. Oh, I'm in this room. Woo! You got hit upside the head by ice spells. I don't want to go in there. I have bad memories in that room. That room is bad. There's like a Yeti in there, and... Can you not? I'm trying to reminisce about the nightmares that I've had about that Yeti. Heal me quick. Woo! Stop. I don't even really want to loot too much. I want to be able to have enough space in my inventory to work, Will that work? Does that have one? No, that has spikes. I don't know where the pits are. I don't know where the abyssal pit thing is. Now that I think about it. Ah! Ah! Are you kidding me? Stop touching me! Go away! Thank you! Woo! Oh, that thing almost hit me in the head. Maybe I can get some gear upgrades real quick? I don't know. I just want some equipment. And then that's the only thing that I'm super worried about here. That! I'm really thinking of getting like a shield that has rolled magic resistance and using that in the tank build. Ooh, that almost hit me. I almost backed back into it. Blow of Corruption is beautiful. Projectile reduction! We're gonna stack up some shields and then I'm gonna complain that I don't have enough space. I'm just ignoring the fact that shields are all freaking huge. No, this is the waterway. That one's the waterway. Actually, you know what? I think I can go straight past the waterway. And... no, that's a dead end. If I go up here and I go this way, I think I can go past the waterway and there might be a pit there. Where the heck is the pit? It's like when I want to find it, I don't know where it's at. But when I don't want to find it, I can't get away from it. I think I need to go that way. Movement speed, strength. Oh, but I'd lose so much magic. I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. I need to go this way. Never mind, I withdraw that statement. I wonder what the average health for a skeleton is. Like, I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I'm like... I don't know, some of these guys seem... Is this over the pit? Please tell me this is over the pit. Not even this is over the pit. No, that's that other area with the shrine in it and stuff like that. Let's take the book out. Oh, I think this one's it. That's a harpy. Ow, 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 what hit me? I just lost my entire health bar in like 0.2 seconds. This is why I don't like pure speed builds. People will get away with stuff left and right with them, but I'm cursed. Is there a skeleton in that room? Is that what's been killing me? Did she die or fall or something? Oh, she fell. Well, that's a shame. I was actually gonna loot that one. I think a skeleton archer shot me from down there. Arguably, it could have just been the harpy, too. They hit hard. Let me go! Charge, please. And zap. Alright, I'm getting the combos down. They're working. So this doesn't... No. Is it over here? I might just keep my melee weapon out. I'm at 2 minutes. I guess they're playing dodge death. Okay, is this it? Oh yeah, it's got the red stuff on it. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this works. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Ice Abyss roaster prepared for... No, woo! We did it! Don't know what's happening. Closes as soon as someone passes through it. Sometimes it's better to let the enemy open a portal and steal it for yourself. I mean, that's cool and all, but stop. Don't encourage them. I deal with enough rogues. I deal with enough people who are just, like, invisible for 10 steps. Are hiding in the shadows for, 20 minutes. I feel like it just put me in a very dangerous spot. This looks like an extremely dangerous room. I don't trust this spot. I don't trust that skeleton up there or anything. That skeleton actually has something weird. It has a mace. You guys... And there's a weird gremlin thing up there as well. I don't know what that gremlin thing can do. I want out of this room. I do not trust this room, or like this room, or want to be here anymore. Please. Please put weak stuff in front of me. lunges. He lunges and he's insanely fast. I'm dead. I am 100% dead. There's zero chance for me to live through this. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, I pissed off everything within a 17-mile radius. What the heck is going on here? Holy crap! That's a tank build area. There's no way I'm doing anything there without a tank build. I died so fast. I may have to go full tank. I may have to bring a sword and shield setup and a sword and orb setup. That way I won't be able to cast spells, but I'll be able to block. That might be the only way for me to fight down there. Anyways, I'm going to call it tonight. So thank you all very much for watching. Take care. Stay out of trouble. Don't get you anything on fire. If you enjoyed your time here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a good rest of your night.